Hey, so apparently David Bianoff, so like he's like a novelist, a screenwriter. He does television series. Dude, he just does works, man. And he was born in 1970 in New York City. So yeah, I mean, yeah, that's all I got.
Yeah, he's also a producer and a screenwriter, and he also produced the show Game of Thrones, which is a big show on HBO. And so originally he had to do an autobiography on his life, but he figured out that his life was pretty much not exciting. It was a boring, typical life. And so he asked his grandfather and interviewed him, and figured out that he took part in the World War and everything. That's how much he came to the book. That's how he got there.
So yeah, some critics, a lot of people are saying that it's a good book. It was written really well, and it's got some good stuff in it. And that it could become a movie maybe. And then there's some negative stuff too. Like it's a story within a story, and it's got a character who fake narrates his own Russian classic, so that. Like besides for some inside stuff that went wrong, it was really really well written, and it's a good story.
Oh, I mean, I enjoyed the book. Did you guys?
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good.
I like the book. I think it should be a movie.
It'd be kind of cool.
Be a good movie.
I mean, there might be some things that they kind of need to like change a little bit, like.
Yeah, I could see critics saying
the eggs.
Like,
the eggs are kind of lame. Like change eggs to something a little bit.
Yeah, the plot.
Maybe like a diamond stone or something.
The plot's a little dull.
Yeah, so just make it like if they did something like something awesome, just kind of liven it up a little bit. Like,
yeah.
So yeah, it'd be kind of cool. So yeah, so that's David Bianoff for you. So what do you guys think? Like Lev's feelings, like. When do you think like his feelings towards Koila changed, like where they actually become friends, Because like at first they let's put it this way, they really didn't get along, like they really didn't like each other.
They met in prison.
Yeah, so like where do you guys think that all like changed and like how did it change,
Yeah, I know because like when they first met in prison, and Lev was all scared and it was like what the heck's going on, and Koila's more of like I kind of been here before, and even though they didn't like each other, but Char-Lee kind of just was making this happen. It's like, look, in order to survive, we have to be friends and we have to work together. And Lev was like, whatever, I don't really care. But I guess more down the journey, they just it was more of just Lev opening up to Char-Lee, and Char-Lee just thinking more about Lev and his feelings and sympathizing for him, pretty much.
Yeah, I think at first Lev thought Kolya, however you say his name, was kind of stuck up. But then as it went on, then they kind of got to know each other. It got better. But then I think like the moment in the book when they actually got to like, I think it was when they were trying to get eggs from the cannibals, and then kind of Kolya saved Lev and kind of was like, go save yourself, and ended up fighting them off. I think that's when Lev realized that Kolya was important, and it was just like he was there for him, kind of.
Yeah, I mean, there's such a conflict of character, like this completely two different people, It's like, do you guys think that if they didn't have each other, do you think they would have made it?
Nah, probably not.
Because when they met the cannibals, like they if one of them was there, then they could have just locked the door and just killed them. Yeah. But since those two of them, one of them, which is like Koila or Lev, they just if it was just one of them, they could have just overpowered them. But since they worked together, they just kind of mixed them all up and just saved each other pretty much.
Yeah.
And how
band of brothers right there.
Yeah, and how Lev left, Koila told him to leave and save himself. He still knew Koila knew what he was doing, and
they trust each other. They had each other's backs.
That was pretty much more of the beginning of the turning point.
Yeah, and I think because it helped that Koya was good at talking, because when they went to his one friend's house, what was her name? When they went, that girl's house, when they got out of the prison, they went to her house.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so he kind of knew her, and they had a safe place to stay for a couple nights, And then he was just good at talking up people, so
Mhm.
talking up the soldiers to get in. with
You
the
think
general.
I kind of think maybe like Coelho might have had like some of the like an intimidation factor about him, you know, like
Yeah.
people obviously respected him, but there was times where they like almost scared of him, you know.
Yeah.
So you think?
Yeah.
Do you think like early when they first met, like when they didn't like each other, do you think there was just like because they're two different people? Coelho's more, I see him more broad-shouldered, like you know, it's got facial hair, big guns, you know, big body guy, and then I kind of see Coelho kind of like you know little kind of
You mean Lev?
maybe or yeah Lev little maybe a little tall, maybe like
Like-
6 foot, but really skinny white boy, you know. I think of him as a tall white boy who just tries to like mind his own business, keeps his head in the books, you know. And then like I think probably like it's kind of like how in school where like you always like all those like little nerdy kids they're like oh I don't like those jocks because the jocks have the life and all that like
And even the soldiers.
yeah they're like good looking and all that they got it made and then like the jocks don't like the nerdy guys because they're nerds.
And even
So,
when like
I mean-
the soldiers would like call on Coelho and be like, "Who are you?" and "Who are you?" like to Lev. Coelho just pretty much insult them and pretty much just make like a wise ally comment.
Yeah.
And then the soldiers would be like, "Okay, this guy's probably one of us then, since he's not afraid of us."
And he was good at it too.
Yeah.
That's what really helped. Like I think if it was Lev, like
Yeah.
with the intimidation factor that Cola kind of has, I don't think Lev could do it like the same.
Yeah. Lev would just probably freaked out, and then, like the soldiers are pretty much just trying to like look for somebody to bully. But when they see somebody who stands up to them, then they know that it must be someone who's of them. And that's why they didn't mess with Coelho at all.
Do you guys think like? You think like there was a point in the story where they like almost realized that like look we don't have a choice like I mean where there's a point where they weren't getting along but all of a sudden something happens like you know what we kind of have to put all this differences aside and like aside because we have to survive this together like you know there's like a turning point where it's just like oh crap like if we don't band together we're gonna die.
Right. I think that was kind of established when they were still in Leningrad and they got the assignment to go get the eggs in the first place. And I think both somewhere in their heads knew that they couldn't do it without each other. And it might not have been like up front, like they both knowing it up front, but they both realized it somewhere in their head that they needed each other if they wanted to succeed and not die.
Since Lev left his whole hometown and Coelho left he kind of abandoned the army, so he pretty much has nobody to fall back on. They both pretty much have nobody else to fall back on but each other.
Yeah. So, dude, how crazy is it like to think about like when they like encountered all those cannibals, like you know, like that was like the first point where they're just like, wow, these guys are like they're crazy, you know, like these guys are human, but they don't act human, like. Everything they do is just like there's no logic, no human reasoning. It was just all
survival.
Yeah, it's all instinct. Just you know, just like we need to survive. Like their mind was gone. You know?
Yeah, it just showed like
zombies,
loss of humanity, pretty much. And
like in a way, it was kind of like zombies, just because that was the one thing on their mind. Just eat, and their way of eating was people.
Eat each other.
Yeah. Or not each other, because there were two people.
Well, eat other people like them.
Yeah.
So like, I mean, what do you guys think you guys would do if you were like in their shoes, you know, Lev and Coelho's, and you guys encounter a whole bunch of people just eating other people?
I'd probably just freak out. I mean, I'd knowing that you know, oh, this guy could probably just kidnap me and just try to kill me. I know it's pretty much you got to survive on your own, and you can't trust anybody but. Lev or Coelho, like those are the only two people that they can trust, and then they know that they should probably keep their everyone close and like just make friends with everyone, but know that everyone is an enemy because you know they could always turn around and stab them in the back.
So you know, I had a good question for us. You know, like I was thinking about this, like I want to hear your guys' input. It's like. What do you guys think like the future has in store for like Lev and Coelho or Lev and Vika? I'm sorry. No, like, do you think like, what do you think is gonna happen after all this? Like, do you think they're gonna have like fall in love, have kids, like make little little babies, you know, just like you think the stork's gonna come by and drop off some children? Do you think or like do you think they're just gonna like
I think that they're
eat their food and leave? You know?
I think that because I don't think Vika would really is not the type to fall in love, and even though Lev really likes her, but they're just two people that don't really go together. And Vika's more of the type that she kills people pretty much for a living. And she's
come on, dude. But like you gotta think about this. Opposites attract, man. Opposites attract. She brought him eggs.
She doesn't have time for settling down with one man.
Well,
with one man, what else does she have time for? They just got over this giant war thing, you know. Like they just got back. Like they just.
She went towards the end when she kind of went back to follow up with another army before Lev and Corla went to get the eggs for the.
You don't think she'll find them again? You don't think they'll like try to have a life or? I
think because then when Vika went back to find her army, it just kind of showed that she has a duty where pretty much fighting is her life, and I don't think she has time to just settle for one man. That's pretty much what she does.
All right, bro.
I'm gonna have to disagree with that. Yeah, I guess she did leave to go meet up with some other people to fight, but when she left, you know, they kissed, and then she's obviously remembered Lev in a special way because. In the very end, it's the future, so she comes back with the eggs, and she's like, basically, yeah.
She brought him eggs. I mean, there's got to be something there. If a woman brings you eggs, you know, and she eats with you, even if she didn't cook for him, still.
You think they got married? You think?
I don't know. Whatever they did, they had some fun. I think. No, G-Moo's getting over here getting deep, you know. Like I'm thinking, you know, I'm a romantic hopeful, so you know, I think there's some romance going on there. Whether they ended up like living together or marrying, or I think there was some form of romance. So
yeah, I don't really know because in the beginning I was given some story about the grandpa, you know, the author talking with his grandpa about whatever happened. He's married. His grandpa's married in the future. So I'm not sure if that's supposed to be Vika or if it's someone else, or you know, for all we know that they either got married or something happened. They're friends, or I don't know.
Yeah, it could be David Benioff's grandma. Vika could be the grandma, or it could just
like
be
like
his mom.
Friend or something.
Yeah, it could be his mom, or just or it could be just a friend.
It could be, you know what? But regardless, there's something going on there. There's something going on. And you know what? Like I said, I'm a hopeful romantic. So I'm gonna say it was his mom. I'm thinking it was his mom.
That's probably my guess, and I'm thinking the author didn't give that away in the beginning, just so when we meet Vika later on in the book, we don't instantly know, she's the grandma, because that kind of gives away what happened between Lev and her later on in the story, like how, you know, there was kind of that spark.
Yeah.
I think leaving her just kind of as the grandma kind of left it open for us thinking about it.
Yeah. I mean, and I don't think also maybe like it had a definite, like there was a definite character, but maybe like when he was writing the book, like he was thinking about his mom, or was this his mom or grandma? It was his mom, right? I think it was his mom. Because he was talking, because his dad was in the war, right? Or his dad was telling him, no, we'll find it, we'll figure it out. Is it his mom or grandma? Well, his family relative, who was a female.
Mom or father.
Something.
Try chapter 1.
Yeah.
But like, anyway, so like, I think there might have been like it was going through his head. Maybe, this kind of reminds me of my family, kind of, and it might have just been like.
So it was his grandfather.
It was his So his grandmother, his grandmother. So like, so with that, like, I'm just thinking like it may be like, I feel like the author might have wanted you to be able to relate that with other people also, not just his grandmother and father. Yeah. But like, I think those two people in his life might have like influenced his character choice. So, I mean, it's just a thought. So, I don't know. What do you guys think? Yeah, sounds right.
Yeah.
All right.